My notes are a lot shorter than the previous session because there was less masquerading as lovers.
Boo.
We were waiting for you.
So we pick up from the returning from the lovers scene, walking back into the sewers from the east gate. Cosette uses her channel divinity, emissary of peace, which is good for persuasion checks, and we get our first encounter with 3 of the guards, who, after a little bit of back and forth, they permit the group to pass, and thus ensues a sequence of strolling around, going through the sewers, trying to get up to where you think the missing or the trapped elf is. There's some deliberate attempts to avoid seeing stuff. Kedox at one point leads a giant, trashy, squiddy thing down a corridor, and it just about doesn't run into the first group you encountered. There is some strange noises from down the corridor, though. Sounds like something being very unhappy about life in general. A group of boxes are discovered, and the group tries talking to boxes. And it turns out, while there was someone there, they were not in the boxes, they were in the pile of rags on the other side of the corridor. A little conversation ensues with a gentleman called Angus, who has been living off some crates of preserved food, and suggests there are some more hiding places to the north, but he's settled down here with his boxes that he's managed to pilfer away from the supplies that are further down and sort of closer to that main central larger pipey thing. The group continues up north and sort of into the northwest corner, and finds a large, what we're calling a cistern, because that's what these things are always called in fantasy settings. And Eska sees 2 large mounds that appear to be alive in the center of this larger space, weirdly shaped, kind of vaguely octagonal, but not really. Kedox is sent in as a scout and evades detection, unlike the first time when he got chased by a creature. And he checks 3 nooks that are close to this large central cistern, and the north one and the sort of central one just appear to be boxes. And then as he's investigating the south nook, he puts his foot down as he's looking and just scratches through a little silver wire. And that is where we pick up. Any questions, comments, clarifications before we begin? No. Excellent. So the last thing that happened, the wire was touched by Kedox, and Sylvirus said, a silver string. I double-checked, it was string, not wire, he said. And what do you want to do?
Did anything happen after the string?
Right now, no.
And the string is still intact, or did it like ting?
It appears to have snapped, and it's just there's now just two ends of the string that are just next to each other.
Okay. So it's an oddly placed string. Is there in try not to like meta this too hard, but like I feel like there are certain low tier spells that involve string that might be general public knowledge. To a user of the arcane, is there possibly like signs of this, or is this a normal string randomly drawn in this deep dark corridor?
Let's have you make an Arcana check.
Okay. Normal, not advantage. Arcana.
Bardor, you can also give me Arcana.
Oh boy.
Come on, Barter. Show me up. Gotta beat a 10.
Oh, you're you're actually really good at Arcana.
Yeah. should be.
Yeah.
Well, he is an Eldritch Knight, right? That's kind of their thing. Swords and spells, innit?
So that's a 4.
That's not bad. Oh. All right.
Whilst they're thinking about this, Esker turns around and says, "Claire, you do some magic, don't you? Does that sound familiar to you?"
There. Claire rolls a 23.
Score.
She shoots his scars.
So, Bardor, you're thinking, and you're like, you know that you should know what this is, but it's just not coming to you. And Silveris, you're like, you do know what this is, and you're kind of distracted because you're still expecting something bad to happen for T-Dogs. So, you're about to say it when Claire says, "Oh, that sounds like an alarm."
I didn't hear anything.
No, it's not like, well, it can be an alarm that you can hear, but usually it's not one you can hear, it's one that the person who sets it can hear. And she kind of looks around to others for confirmation.
Does that sound right to me?
Now that she says it, yes.
Okay.
And you kind of have this kind of doy moment where you're like, yeah, no, you were trained how to do that.
Is there a chance this could be a person hiding? I mean, I suppose it could be guards too, but...
Given the space that it's in, I'm uncertain. It was put there for a reason.
I mean, I'm just considering that perhaps there's a chance that she got trapped behind these creatures and doesn't know how to get out. That could be why she's still there. And maybe I'm just being optimistic.
I like
Is
your
it-
optimism.
Is there a way to make Kidox friendly seeming? So he can...
Savaris just
Say
kind of
hello?
stares at Eska.
Yes, good point. Here's a question. Can you make... I know Kidox is not very expressive, but could you make him wave his wing in a friendly manner? That would seem odd for a creature that wanted to attack?
He looks at you inquisitively. He's,
Wave your wing in a friendly manner.
Let me demonstrate. I know you... friendly manner isn't something that translates very well. And Eska will demonstrate a friendly wave.
does she do like a chicken wing with her arm?
Yeah, sure.
Or just a traditional human way?
She's
Which would
probably...
look kind of weird with a wing.
Yeah, she probably actually does do a traditional human wave. Because I assume Kidox's wing is jointed a little bit anyway, so doing a chicken wing would be not as expressive.
I always imagined his wings were... you mean... Or, okay, joint... do you imagine his wings are connected to his hands, or that he's got back wings?
I mean... I imagine him to have that kind of dragon wing where it kind of like has the fold, almost like there's an elbow, so that he almost could raise it at like a double angle and do a little wave with the end of it. It's very hard to describe when I'm saying it, but you know how dragon wings quite often have that fold in them.
Yeah. Like an elbow joint, basically.
Yeah. I don't.
The only
but
way
I
we'll
d-
know for sure is if you record yourself doing this and quickly send it to
and
us.
send it to the.
A live play-by-play, please. If you would.
I did a quick scan of artwork, and it seems the general... Oh man, I'm seeing them with both. I was going to say, generally, I think they tend to have 4 legs, but I'm definitely seeing art with only 2.
Ah, yes, the interpretive.
Yeah. So that being the case, I think we can just say, Silverius, what do you think he has?
I always imagine...
Is he more wyvern-like, or...
Okay, what is wyvern like? Just
oh, right. They,
four arms and 2 wings.
wyverns are just 2-legged, I believe.
Okay, so yeah, I always imagined him 4-legged.
Okay. Then he has 4 legs, because you summoned him into being. So he probably came in with the image that you anticipated.
Yeah, you just
Whether-
sprung 2 more.
He's 6-legged now. He's hands out of his chest.
It's turning into Stitch.
Yes. So, given Eska's demonstration, Silvaris, he'll kind of sight back through Kidox and give his best attempt at a friendly way.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That is just charisma.
Yep.
Like father, like son. 7.
Eska waves menacingly. I mean, sorry, Kidox waves menacingly. Eska probably waves
I mean,
menacingly.
going by Eska's previous
They-
demonstrations.
Yeah.
Kidox is doing a little throat slit motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kidox waves. Nothing seems to be happening.
And just did I thoroughly search through the boxes and around them and everything last time, or if I had not, that's what I wanted to.
I don't believe he had yet, no.
Okay.
Because he was starting to get towards the end. He hadn't made it all the way to the end, and then he hit
okay.
hit the string, and presumably stopped. So if he keeps moving, as he gets close towards the end, there is a brief bit of movement from behind one of the boxes, and the space in that corridor is suddenly flooded with a dazzling, flashing array of lights. And Kedox is suddenly blind.
Okay. Sylvaris will instantly acknowledge that.
The wave did not do much, but I found something. Kedox is blind.
Just keep waving, Sylvaris.
That sounds absolutely ridiculous.
As you are kind of like looking through his eyes, he's like, everything is basically just white.
It's like a flashbang in Call of Duty.
You start seeing grays appearing behind the white. Kedox, you know, was quite close to the end of the corridor. Nook thing. And even though he can't see, he's aware of this movement. From behind a stack of boxes right in the corner, a thin figure steps out. Because I just confirmed what I thought I knew. That is that Kedox has a very short amount of blind sight.
Yes.
Ooh.
10 feet to be exact.
So he can see this figure stepping out. Approximately 6 feet tall, slender. He can't make out all of the features properly because that was still very much an assault to the senses. But he knows that there is someone there. They're not making any threatening moves right now. They're not saying anything. They're just watching Kedox. And I think Kedox would probably... Well, I mean, you would probably understand this too if you're looking. This is very much a what happens next type situation. They're not really sure what to do. So they're just standing there.
So seeing that, I'm really close proximity. I literally have on. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure there was nothing else I can do. So, with that, I'm gonna have Kedox maintain 10 foot of distance, looking at the individual, but almost just sit really like almost like a dog sitting and just unaggressively staring. And if the figure tries to move beyond 10 feet, it's just going to follow at pace, not aggressively, just casually, like almost like a cat.
Okay. So there's the only way that they could move further back would be to go past first.
Oh, so they're in front of me.
They're like cornered right now, essentially.
Okay. I'm gonna let everybody know. Yeah. Savaris will say to everyone,
I'm uncertain if it is Lavinia, but there is a tall, elven, or lithe figure in front of Kedox. Just waiting.
Oh, it doesn't matter, does it?
What were you checking?
I was checking distance, but the distance thing doesn't work on this.
I saw
Right.
distance. Oh,
Yes, but it's not necessarily
it's
to
not
scale.
true.
I guess. Would you like me to try and talk to her in her mind? See if it is who we hope.
I am not against any ideas.
So Eska will get Silveris to quickly describe the direction Kedox went. And I guess I've been in that room to have seen that there was a passage down to the bottom at least.
Yes, you did.
And
So
and I'm just
yeah,
I'm going to at least attempt to send a message out there. I don't know how much blockage might get in the way or how much how far it is, but I'm just going to say, Lavinia, we have been sent to rescue you. If you can hear, let me know.
You hear back? Who sent you?
It's just checking with everybody. It's the calm, right? Is that what they're called?
yeah. The order was the calm.
Okay, I just
And
got
Marius
got
was
Velvet
the-
Glove in my head.
They're really
So,
comfortable.
Yeah. The calm wishes your safe return.
I cannot live here.
And why not? How can we help?
I thought this was a good heading place. But then those creatures came. I've been trapped down here. I know there are others searching for me. They've got close a couple of times, but were scared off by the creatures. You realize the second half of that was a new spell sent to you.
My name is Eska. The little dragon there is Kedox. Hold tight. We are trying to work out a plan.
Okay.
Esker will turn to the group and whisper, I have good news and bad news. Which would you like the first?
Good news, of course.
The good news is that is Lavinia. We have found her. Mission accomplished.
Great. Is that it for the good news?
That was the good news, yes. Oh, is that what you asked for? You're a little quiet.
Sorry.
Ah.
Is that it for the good news?
Yes. Bad news. She is trapped behind those creatures. So we are going to have to possibly kill them, or pull them away. But I suspect that might be tricky because thinking back to that room, I mean that it's possible, I suppose. But there are two of them, and I don't know how attached they are to where they are. What do we all think?
Out of character. Well, in character. I don't know. But anyway, do we know if these monsters are affiliated with the guards?
I don't.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think we've
don't-
seen them in the same place.
Yes. I did not see any insignia or uniform.
I really wish they had uniform right now.
Is there any?
Like
I feel
dog
like
collars or like
I feel
name
like
tags, fluffy.
Badur might be the best person to ask. Badur, have you come across these before or heard of them? Are they creatures that are used by organizations, or are they creatures that naturally dwell in such places? That might help us discern. I do not go below ground, so I do not know so well.
Questions. Do I have answers?
Let's see.
Is this going to be our first history check of the night?
It's been a while.
It wasn't. I'm pretty sure I had a history check the last time I was here. Let's see. How about? Yeah.
Yes.
It's got to be a survival.
Yeah, I
or
was gonna-
nature,
I was
He's
right?
in the
I was gonna-
bargaining stage.
I was going to say survival.
Persuasion to the DM.
Yes. Let's see. What is my worst roll?
All right.
Don't pick that one.
History.
Here's what I'll give you. It would be history or nature with advantage.
History or
Because this-
nature with advantage.
Because that would fall under your favorite terrain.
Ooh.
Or
This doesn't look like a tavern.
survival straight roll.
I'll do nature with advantage because it's still a +2.
Ah, there's plenty.
Yes. See if that actually. There it goes. Roll, home.
Oh boy.
Roll, Rillo.
So Yeah, somehow this happened. Okay, rolled twice, same exact thing. So I guess it's a good thing I got this one or the other one. I don't know. Anyway, it is an 8. Is what I have. I believe.
Right. That's quite low.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like 2 5s to me, which isn't great. But anyway,
Yeah, I think it's two
s-
threes.
Yeah, it showed
Yeah.
showed as 2 3s, but it's showing up as 8 on the other thing.
well, either way, it's not ringing a bell. Claire just kind of pipes up and says, "Can you describe it again?"
How much did I see of it? I mean, I don't... Oh, well, somebody saw the... Are these the same? Do we assume these are the same as the thing that went down the corridor? Because somebody saw that pretty well, right? I think Silvarius did.
I mean, I think I
Yes.
also saw
That was
these.
Kedox again, yeah.
Yeah, I can describe them.
Because I thought these
with your
ones were a bit buried, right? So I probably only saw like the flashing out of the tentacles.
Right. That's true. I think you mostly did see that.
Oh, so these are actually in piles of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Do the tentacles match from the ones that we've seen before? That I've seen before?
Yes, you would assume that these are the same as the creature that ran down after Kedox earlier.
Okay. I'll just say that, yeah, they look similar.
Claire says, it sounds like it could be an Otiug.
Bless you.
He kind of gives you a sassy look. No, Eska. An Otiug. It's a type of sort of underground filth monster.
It's a what monster?
A filth monster. You know, eats trash and carcasses and other yucky stuff.
And lives underground?
Usually.
I'm surprised Badur
That's
didn't
where
know
a
what
lot
it
of
was.
filth is.
It sounds a lot like Badur, so I'm surprised he didn't recognize it. Do you know what can we do? Know anything more about them?
Only that they like filth and eating things.
Do they only eat dead?
I don't think so.
So I don't think so.
Yes, sorry.
Okay. I'll make sure I heard that right.
Have you ever heard of one being tamed?
No.
So maybe these are natural denizens of the area. It could be that the guards actually leave them as a natural defense.
Or a natural method of cleaning.
Mm-hmm. Yes, true.
We
How
think they're
involved?
gone.
I was just gonna say,
How involved do we want to get?
Do we think there's any chance they're trainable or smart enough to recognize us as guard? Worth trying to sneak past them?
Well, I
That's true. There's still a handful more of them. Lose one.
so just to interject, now as I remember, I snuck in there and they still seem to sense me, right? I'm trying to recall exactly, but I feel like I saw the tentacle flash out. Oh, I cast Gust near them. That's what happened.
You cast Gust. Yeah, I
Okay.
was trying to think. I knew there was a reason.
Yeah.
And they did not... They didn't know where you were,
Yeah.
but they knew something
Something
was
was
there.
happening. So we could try and sneak past them, but my sense, I don't know. I suspect that Lavinia might be too scared to come out with them there, and I don't know. If anything goes wrong, then we maybe get trapped in the room with her and them and put our mission at jeopardy. I mean, I hate to say it, but my feeling is either we draw them away or we take them down and make it a safe passage for her.
Oh, question. Would we,
Yes.
like, have we been around here between Kedox and all of us to, like, know that there's, like, kind of another way around there? Or are we kind of not aware of that?
So basically what's visible to you right now, Kedox is seeing all of that. So he knows that there are some bits that link up there. And so he would know that it's theoretically possible, potentially, to sneak out, but there's a risk because obviously there is a gap visible through from the main cistern to that nook.
Yeah.
what type of creature did Claire say they were?
Utiug.
Is it known if that is like an aberration or other species?
Yeah. She would know that was an aberration. Yes.
Okay. With that, Sylvarius says,
One potential option. I can deliver a protective spell to Lavinia. Make her harder to strike from that type of creature. That, or I can apply it to one of us.
So do people think that we want to try and sneak her out?
I think that would be best. If we could try to not get in, try to not get them to notice us, I think that would be best.
Yeah, if we try to attack these things, it'll cause a commotion.
The sound is what worried me.
Yeah, she's clearly capable of making her appear. Is there any way she can make it to us with Kedox's guidance?
I mean, I will say that when she went in there, the monsters were not there. I only say that to say that I mean, I don't know how sneaky she is, but I get the sense she doesn't feel like she is sneaky enough to get out by herself.
Eska, you hear in your head, have you figured a way for me to get out yet?
Well, we are wondering about trying to sneak you around past them so as not to cause a commotion. How would you feel about that?
Risky.
Perhaps we could hang tight. Everyone, perhaps we could do a double. If we're going to go for sneaking, perhaps we could cause a distraction to the other end of the room whilst we try and extract her to draw their attention. Even if we can't pull them out of the room, it may be enough for them to not see.
I was considering additionally adding Kedox to that role. If there were no other options.
So, do we...
Let's see.
Real quick, can I do primeval awareness to get a feel? Because I heard that they were aberrations, so I want to see if there's any other things like this down here.
Yes. What is your list, please?
Listings. I've got we've got aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay. Hold on.
For the record, I feel for you here, Phil.
Yeah. Well, look. I mean, I used to pull this trick all the time as a ranger, so.
But in the middle of a city as well. That's just harsh.
It's only a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in my favorite terrain.
Aberrations, yes. Celestials, no. Dragons, yes.
Oh, I feel it.
Elementals, no. Fae. Oh, sorry, elementals, yes. Fae, no. Fiends, yes. Undead, yes.
Barter's just like ping, 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 ping.
This is definitely a weird spell, or not. It's not. We're not using it as a spell, but like an ability, because it sort of doesn't really give you a regional feel. But is there like do I get any sense of where stuff is, or like a sense of strength on any of those? Like, like there's some that's like, oh, that doesn't feel like it's nearby, or there's like a heavy presence or anything like that.
Not really. So, I mean, because obviously I played Ranger for a long time, and like you said, it's a very weird ability because it very much specifies. It doesn't tell you number or location, and it's like, well, how do you even know that? So, I don't know. I guess it's just like vibes. It's picking up on vibes. And I think despite the limitations, aberration would be absolutely forefront. That would be like the first thing that picked. Simply because you know that there's some like 40 feet from
Right.
you. So yeah, it's weird because like I kind of just imagine him kind of like closing the world out and like just trying to feel what's around him and just getting these waves of these different types.
Right.
But yeah, as to like what's stronger, aside from aberration, I don't think there's really any sort of indication.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
There's just a vibe that all of those things are somewhere near.
Okay. So yeah, closing my eyes, just kind of like, kind of feel for a second, and then I just kind of like jolt a little bit. And there's all sorts of crazy stuff around here. As unhelpful as that is.
What if we were to plan this out, how do we want to go about this? How are we gonna lay out our plan here?
I can imbue her additional speed and protection, and then send Kedox as a distraction. Should they take the bait, she runs towards us.
I feel like we might need to get at least somebody with her to give her a boost of confidence. She does not sound confident.
Any takers?
I mean, I am happy to do it, if we so wish.
I mean, I would try, but my my skills in these tunnels have not been very good.
Can move forward too. I don't know how well she's going to be able to see me though, so it might freak her out.
Yes.
We have the advantage of being able to warn her now.
And how are we going to do things directionally?
I would hope to be able to distract them to the opposite side of the room, furthest away from the path towards us. There is but limited space in there. Alternatively, can anybody make anyone else turn invisible?
Unfortunately, not me.
I don't have that ability, but I could disguise her as one of us potentially, or like a guard or something.
And that is, of course, if they even recognize that. But a theory at this point.
I mean, if things go south, I could potentially drop a little cold weather in their path to give us more time to escape. That could be helpful in a pinch. Cosette, you seem very calm. What are you thinking?
What was that?
Oh, Cosette seems very calm. What are you thinking, Cosette?
Oh, I didn't hear that. I was trying to read the spell and the thing
Oh,
that
okay.
listed it instead. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna help. I was just seeing if I had anything to help.
If you can
Cosette's
make
like,
a
quiet down,
familiar,
y'all.
So are you proposing going through there?
yeah. What are we proposing? I don't believe. Was somebody saying there is another way? And have we been down there to check there are no guards, if there is?
Yeah, I think based on my meta question, we do suspect there's another way. But we know that there's a chance of guard. So I guess it's just kind of so I would probably say the guards can cause more guards, which can cause a much bigger problem. Whereas at least if we go these guys, we dealing.
Kedox sees her kind of like pacing a little bit and at the end of the corridor and kind of like nervously biting at her nails. That's it.
Oh,
She seems to be getting antsy.
Let me let her know that we are sending people in to bring her out. And Eska will message back to her and say, we are going to send at least a couple of us in there, myself included, and we are going to escort you out.
I have a question, Phil.
Yes.
I pulled the bioluminescent mushroom out of my pack. Is it still bioluminescent? From Badger Down, whenever we went sightseeing.
Please hold. Not a question I expected to have to answer.
I think that might be random question of the evening.
Yeah. Cassette just casting spells left and right.
This one I actually did want to share with the group. I can protect her if she's next to me. So I'll be part of the group that runs to her if we split up and somebody doing some sort of distraction and then the others trying to run.
With as noisy as you are.
Let me check, Cassette. Are you suggesting you are going to sneak past the monsters?
No. Not sneaking, more if you guys can distract, then I'll be able to protect her.
Got you.
Bador, as you pull out the mushrooms, you note that they appear to be mostly dried at this point and have just faint. It seems that once they lose their natural moisture, they lose their glow.
Just
Science.
yes. That's what I figured you were sciencing it. Okay.
If by sciencing you mean looking on Reddit, then
Yeah,
yes.
sure. Okay. Well, I can if Kedox is not I can help him potentially with distraction duty. I don't know if these creatures have dark vision, but that might throw them off because they wouldn't be able to see me. So I could run around and make them chase me.
Would assume they got some sort of underground sense. If they're like, I guess resident trash monsters.
Despite what I said earlier, they actually did not notice me until I blew a small channel of wind across their surface. So maybe they're not that aware. I don't know.
Just your friendly neighborhood trash monster.
I have a question. Smokey, do you still have the ability to shroud us in quietness?
Shroud and quietness.
You know, to allow us to pass without a trace.
Oh. I do?
I just... Now, do you have the ability to turn into a creature again?
I believe so. Hang on, I'm checking. I think I can do it twice.
So
Sounds right.
If Baldur's Gate is anything to go by.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think it does increase as you go up levels, maybe.
It does, but I think I'm a similar, like I'm level 5 in Baldur's Gate, and I can do it twice, and we're level 6. So, I forget where it says it.
6 might be the point where you can do 3.
The only reason why I ask is that theoretically we could, I mean, it might be a lot of usage of our abilities, but you could turn into a small creature, hop on Badr's shoulder, the 3 of us could go over there, you could cast Pass Without a Trace, and then the 4 of us could sneak back much more effectively, but I don't know if that's a waste of our resources that we might need later.
It is something I am willing to do.
It's hard to know how successful any of this will be. We may just wander by them and they go nuts. even though we're being quiet, they might have some tremor sense or something. Do we just have a couple of us try and sneak past? If we make it down there, have everybody ready in case we trigger them. But once we've made it past, start the distraction and then attempt to get past them. And if anything goes wrong at that point, change plan. Is that the way to go, or how elaborate do we want to get?
Simpler tends to be better, but
Yeah.
I mean, no plan is going to be fail proof. I am willing to go with it.
Lavinia, if we, a couple of us come through, and if we were to distract the beasts, would you be willing to come back with us?
Where are we going once we get out of here?
Then we head back out of the sewers and get you to safety, probably on the mainland. I believe that was the plan.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay. Nope, that's perception. 20?
Okay. But we better keep those things away from me because I cannot control them. They are too strong for me.
We have talked about many backup plans if anything goes wrong, and we have the ability to protect you very carefully. So our primary goal will be your safety, whatever it takes.
Okay. I'll wait here.
Alright, do not be surprised if you see a very, very, very dark dwarf and an elf very soon.
Okay. Alright, so let me just get the plan.
But you didn't catch the plan from all that?
I mean, there were like 20, so I'm going for the current plan A. So it's Eska and Bador are sneaking around to Lavinia.
Did Smokey want to come, or do we want to save those abilities for later?
I mean, because I haven't wild shaped yet in this 24-hour period, so I have two.
So what did?
Because we rested after I was the flea, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
So I have both of those still, and then I should have. If I cast Pass Without a Trace again, then I'll have one more level 2 spell slot. And I'll have 4 level 1 spell slots and 3 level 3. So
Oh boy.
it shouldn't tax me terribly.
Ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I've only got I don't have a lot of level 2s left in me. So. Because I've got Pass Without a Trace as well, but it'll tap me out from that level if I do it again.
And if things go wrong, we have contingencies. Cosette, if you are willing, if we get partway back and things break out, are you willing to use your protection on Lavinia?
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully it won't come to that.
And then,
Whilst we are returning her, I can offer her protection as well.
Excellent. Are you going to do your
I can
protective
channel it.
spells to her now, or are you going to wait and see what happens?
Well, currently, I have enough to distribute it to 3. The only... I have to focus on it.
Let me check one thing. I can do one target for 10 minutes. I can't add that up into any more. So yes, he'll
Provided you reach her, then I can cast it.
Okay.
Otherwise, the resources are best used elsewhere.
If we don't reach her, then we may not have to worry about it, because I believe we'll just be killing these things.
Most unlikely.
Or vice versa.
So, Eska and Bador are going to sneak around, yes?
Maybe with Smokey in tandem
With-
as some small creature?
Yeah. I'll turn into a rat.
not Smokey. Angus. He's like Ratty.
Okay. All right. So, what are the others going to do then?
I guess me and Claire stay here. Oh, and Bartor, are you going?
yes.
Okay.
I guess me and Claire
Yeah.
stay here,
And me.
and then we'll.
I guess it's
Whatever.
like sneaky boots and clanky pants
Yeah.
teams again.
Classic.
Just
Okay, and
be ready
We'll swoop in
for
for the
chaos.
rescue.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for the what's the planned distraction? Was that still the plan? Distraction?
I think so. Right? You said you were gonna throw key ducks up there or something?
Yeah, all right, so I guess in order of things, let Lavinia know that Kedox is going to cast a spell on her, and then Kedox will go for the distraction and hopefully allow you guys to zip across.
And I'll have climbed up on Bardor's shoulder as a rat,
Understood.
making
What
rat
route-
noises.
Of course. What route are you taking, sneaky peeps?
I would think past them as a test run. But I don't know.
Well,
Okay.
in theory, though, I mean, we would have to run back through Angus and go around. Like, do we know that one area? Like the south.
Kedox knows.
Kedox knows that area.
Yes.
Okay, but the rest of us don't really.
So like obviously you guys came this way.
Yes.
up into Angus's thing. So you saw this area here.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it sort of opened up into different routes. And then Eska made it to here, the entrance. I don't think she really went in, but she would have seen passageways this way and this way. So the question is really, how well has Kedox, or indeed Silverius, because I think he was probably looking through at the time. So really, has Silverius done a good enough job of explaining how everything connects up? And I think we all know the answer to that is no, probably not.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I mean he may have done. I think that's a possibility that you could look into. You would probably at least know that there's some sort of interconnecting corridors there.
This place has been just like a maze, anyways, as we've been going through it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just feel like it's a little even
Meta.
trying. Yeah, well, basically, it's like if we had all explored that way, I'd maybe give that a shot. But the fact that like trying to convey through Kedox to the rest of us that like the detail of that area, considering, might be a little much.
And I sometimes like the way I parallel this is like if you walk down like an alleyway and you come out on one side of the street and you walk down a little bit and look down, it might not register that that's that way exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's really hard to, when you're underground and in caves, I'm like, how much would I really rationalize that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Without metagaming?
So in that case, yeah, Eska would at least know that the nook is just south of the south exit from the cistern. So that for sure is a route you know of. Okay, in that case, Eska, I guess. Well, no. You guys can just go about however you want to do it.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Lavinia?
Just let her know
Oh, you're about to do that now, Silverius?
whenever you are ready.
Okay, Lavinia, we are on our way. Our little dragon friend there is going to cast a quick spell of protection on you.
Little pause. Okay, if it hurts me, I stab it.
That's been my policy as well, and so far so good.
You hear a little chuckle.
Go for it, Silverius.
All right, he'll go into Kedox, and Kedox will kind of walk across the floor and climb up to kind of her core section, and Silverius will channel protection from evil and good through Kedox into her.
Alrighty.
And as we're gearing up, I'm gonna cast Longstrider on myself.
Alrighty.
Get those little legs pumping.
Absolutely.
Just, did you self-impose movement penalties to Bardur? Or do dwarves naturally move slower? I couldn't remember.
Oh, they naturally did move slower. I know in the like newer stuff they are the same speed as everybody else. But I don't like that. So they're still 25 foot.
Still okay.
Because I don't think that's personal choice.
No, I like the idea of the dwarves being short-legged.
Yeah, no, to me it just makes more sense. So yeah, no, that would be 35 feet of movement now. So,
Okie dokie.
Follow me, Butter. Eska's gonna lead in because she's been in there before, so it feels like it makes sense. And she's just gonna start creeping. I'm going to basically hug the wall.
And as they're doing that, Kedox is going to turn away from Lavinia and make his way towards the creatures and try to scud along the top to the opposite side of the large hexagonal room.
All right. Everyone who's trying to be stealthy, please make a stealth check.
Do I have to if I'm just riding on Bardor?
Yeah, just in case.
Was
with
that
advantage,
a,
right?
was that a yes?
No.
Oh yeah, just in
okay,
case.
Okay.
I remember the
Ooh.
flipping the coin. Is it?
Natural 20.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a reason that you're rolling with advantage or disadvantage, Eska?
Yeah, moon elves are naturally good at hiding in the dark.
Okay.
I say that.
20.
Yes.
What's
Hang on,
that
I might
bonus?
use something here because I rolled about as badly as I could.
That one really bounced. 15 for me.
Give
Yeah,
me
you
a
see that
moment.
with some vigor.
I've got.
Yeah,
a
did you notice how
thing.
that bounced around?
It did. Oh, man.
Okay. All right. So, you tell me if that fails. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just put the ability up, and you can decide what you want. That's probably the best way to do it. I may use this, depending. I should have used it many times before and keep forgetting I have it.
Okay, 1 second.
I got a 10.
Ooh,
Hmm.
fancy.
Yeah.
Also, I guess Kedox probably needs to roll if he wants to be sneaky before he gets to the other side.
Okay.
Oh, you rolled pretty badly as well, James.
Yeah. It wasn't the best.
Ooh, 22.
I can confirm a 10 was a failure.
Okay, I am going to drop a sorcery point then into that. And I'm going to attempt one more stealth roll. I assume it's just one roll.
Yeah, I think you would re-roll
Like
one
the
of those
worst
dice.
one or something. Okay,
Yeah.
stealth. 24. As my I guess some kind of magical intuition kicks in and just realigns me slightly.
Bardor, as you're sort of watching Eska start to move, you see her foot about to like kick what looks like maybe a bit of metal or something on the ground. And then her foot just sort of like quickly shifts to the side of it and somehow doesn't hit it. That's pretty weird, and you've never seen her leg move that fast like
I just shake my head as I do.
that. Okay. You are moving into space. You do see that the creatures are agitated. You see the tentacles kind of like flapping around a little bit. They Eska, you would it looks similar to how you left them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't seem to be focused in your direction at the moment.
Okay, I skirt the wall as best I can, heading to the west side of the room, and then heading towards the south, and for that passage.
Follow along.
And if we make it, I'm going to be holding my hands in front of me, and I'm going to pop my head around the corner.
You have made it so far.
And I will just whisper out, Lavinia, I am here.
I didn't hear any screaming. I'm impressed.
Thank you, we thought that might alert them. This is Bardo. You may not be able to see him. He is very hard to pick out in the dark.
No, I see no one.
Say hello, Bardo.
Oi.
What is the next part of the plan?
Oh, I suppose I should let the others know. One moment, and I will message back to Cosette. We are in position, and I will let you know when we are going to move, and or I will let Silverius know when we are going to move, so he can have Kedox cause distraction.
Eska, Smoky, Bardor. Please all roll for me a d20.
Rando D20. Okie dokie.
Oh, no, sorry, a d6.
Oh, down, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's better or worse.
A quick question while we're doing this. What does Lavinia look like? Both in appearance and sort of state.
She is definitely looking disheveled. She is a tall, slender. You would guess probably like maybe half wood elf.
Mm-hmm.
But she's definitely looking like she's been down here at least a few days with no way to sort of maintain any kind of normal good standards of appearance and so on.
6.
I got to.
4.
So yeah, she's looking kind of rough basically. But she's, there. She's vaguely with it. But yeah, tall, slender. Skin is sort of like a. It's hard to tell in this light because there isn't really any. But you think it's sort of like a pale green, basically.
Okay. The next part of the plan, we are going to sneak back across with a little bit of distraction provided the other side. Smokey, are you ready?
Ready. And I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Are you currently a rat?
Yeah. Can I do that as a rat? Or not?
I do not believe.
And
you
also,
can
do you
it
say ready as a
while
rat? Because that's freaky.
Oh. Oh. I was trying to make rat noises.
I think can't druids do that at some point, but probably later
Yes.
on.
Later on.
We have another friend here who is going to help us be more sneaky.
So I gotta drop my form.
If you want to cast, yes.
Okay. So I'll get off of Bardor's shoulder first. And then
Nice.
go back into my normal form and cast Pass Without a Trace.
I will message back to Silvarius. Silvarius, we are as sneaky as we are going to be, and we are about to head out. If you are ready, now's the time.
Yeah, this works.
And he will go into key docks and make himself a little more known. Little screeches.
As you hear these little screeches, you start to hear some bigger screeches.
Mm-hmm.
From within the cistern, as the two Otyugs start to hone in on Kedox's location. Badoris Smoky, you think you also hear something coming down the thin... Like the noise is coming from down the thin corridor that leads sort of past the cistern entrance off to the right as we're looking at the map. Something a lot more Lacertian. That word.
Lacertian.
Yeah. I gotta Google
Definition,
Rich
it.
knows.
please.
Yeah, can you use it in a
Can you-
sentence?
Rich, you know what that word means.
I do. It's
You should do.
it's lizard-like. And
A lot of Warhammer books.
No. That one's... It's not... Well, I don't know if they've used
Maybe
it.
in the
I
lizard
don't
men
remember
books.
reading that in the book.
I don't remember either.
it's just a cool word.
Where did we even learn that word?
I
Do you
think
remember what it was from?
it was when I was
think you
on one
made
of
it
my
up.
kicks of looking for cool words. And,
Okay.
and for some reason,
I remember you having it on like a little corkboard or something.
yeah, it was when I was into finding new words for some reason.
You guys not have a TV?
Not a good one actually.
No, we really didn't. That's true.
In that being the
Yeah.
case, Esker will say, "We need to go quickly. Quick but quiet. Come on."
We need to go lacertiously.
So, Smokey, you cast Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
I will need. Are you then staying in cat, or are you switching back?
I'd
this stage.
probably stay in cat form.
Okay. Let's have everyone in that little quartet then make a stealth roll, please, with your boost from pass without a trace. Oh, doggy. That's a high number. Lavinia rolled a natural 19, so it's a 29 plus. Oh, jeepers.
I got a 37.
Got a 36.
I'm trying to math in my head. 16 plus 6. 20, 32? 22? 22. Yeah, 22.
22, yeah.
Is that 22 and then a 10?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I rolled a 6 and pass without traces plus 10, but I get a plus 6 to my stealth, right?
Nice.
Yep.
Yep.
That all sounds good.
I mean, I know that I get a plus 6 to my stealth. I'm just making sure I added all the
Yes.
numbers right.
It sounds good. Okay. So, new stealth checks. Let me just make a note of these numbers real quick. So, Esker, that's actually advantage, right?
Yes.
So, yikes. Esker, that's a 37. Bador, 36. Jeepers creeper. Smokey with a pathetic 22. What a world.
Yeah.
Rolls a natural 20 as a rat, but
Well, that was good. You were just chilling out on the shoulder.
Okay. So, so Varys, please explain to me what Kedox is doing at this time.
So I would say, based on the movement of the Otiuks, little squelches, screeches, and skittering noises across that back wall to just kind of really make himself audibly known and definitely visibly known if they rely on sight. Looking for a reaction.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to focus in on Kedox, and they start closing in for sure.
Okay. As they move closer, he's going to move up. I'm assuming that tentacles mean reach, and they're large and lashing, so it's going to be a trying to just stay as avoidy as possible.
Gotcha. What did I say? It was 20. I think 20 feet at the edge, and then it gets
Taller in the center.
Was it? Oh gosh.
That I cannot remember. I just remember that it was taller in the middle.
Yeah, I know it's taller.
I felt like it was 30 in the middle. Whether it was
That
10 or
sounds
20
about right.
on the outside, I don't recall.
Okay. So at the very top, like if he's sort of like pressed up in the corner there at the top, they're going to try and hit him with tentacles. Let's see. But he is right at the edge of what they're capable of doing. What's his AC?
13.
Okay. So he actually, all of you are probably close enough to hear this.
Oh no.
You hear this thought just pushed into your mind of, get it, eat it. as these two creatures start moving towards Kedox. And Silverius, you see as he's like backing up into the corner, they start flailing out tentacles. And 4 tentacles come flying up at him. Bam, 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 bam. 3 hit the wall. The last one does not. They did all roll with. It was rolling with disadvantage,
You are kind.
but eventually, the last one snuck through. It was a 14 to hit. So as he's like creeping back up into the corner as much as he can, trying to get out of the way. This large sticky tentacle comes up, slaps towards him, and as it gets close, the end opens up, and it's just like this gooey, sticky, like slab of flesh, and the edges are lined with spikes. And that's the last thing he sees as it slaps into him. It is 8 bludgeoning and 5 piercing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my high five.
Oh. That is, definitely enough to...
And so he poofs out of existence, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's this sort of like sickening splat. And then he just... And then there's just this enraged roar. It's like, no! Where? And the Odiogs are now like rampaging around on that northeast corner, trying to find Kedox so they can eat him.
Silvaris, he'll just say to the group right as that happened, he kind of like whips out, like jerks his head, and he's just like,
Damn, they got him.
but that's local and nobody else can hear.
And we all heard that? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
But it wasn't verbal.
Nope. Right in the head.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Is that room
Yep.
lit all, by the way, or is it pitch black?
It is black.
Okay.
I can't iterate enough how much we are moving through the room as all that is happening.
Yep. You kind of like you see them shift over to the right, and you see the tentacles start splatting, and then you just hear a little squelch and a pop as Kedox disappears. You are able to successfully cross the space
Like back
without
north.
where you see Cosette looking through her goggles at the little I would imagine. Oh, you know what? I said no celestial earlier, but I think technically Kedox probably does ping celestial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there was celestial.
Be tiny celestial.
Now there isn't.
Nope. Barter's like, where'd it go?
Yeah, right. I felt the pop inside of me.
Yeah. I think it doesn't it actually trying to remember, does it technically last for a moment from evil awareness?
It lasts for a little bit.
For a minute.
A minute.
I don't know if that would have.
I'm
Might have been a little bit
no,
longer.
I think it probably would have gone. Anywho. So yes, you're able to scurry across as these creatures are rampaging.
We have more friends here.
Okay.
Let's move down to them and try and get to a quiet spot for a moment. And she would just lead the way down to everybody else.
I've got a small radius of light coming from me, just from a low-key light.
Eska will say, this is Lavinia. Be careful. I think there are weave worms close by.
Yes, I heard the growl. Certain that's what it was.
There was a Lasecian presence in the corridor.
A what?
What kind of
You
word is this?
You should know.
And what do you mean by that?
It's not important right now. Let's get to a quiet spot and decide what we are going to do.
Agreed.
Do we have any notion of where that would be? What's
around
the
this corner?
Yeah, I guess maybe around the
Angus.
corner.
Is Smokey still in rat form?
Oh no, he's in his normal form now.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll just push around the corner and regroup.
Yep.
Well, what's now?
You didn't have this part planned out? I thought this was a rescue mission.
Do
You
we?
are here, are you not? And not in there.
Do we have another outfit for her? To look like a guard?
No, definitely not. We are skimpy on the outfits as it is.
What about a
Yes.
means of transforming her appearance?
Hmm.
The danger now, I suppose, if we can do it where we feel like we are far enough away from those creatures, we are okay, but magic could become dangerous again for a little bit. As we push past some of these guards.
We could, yeah, we could do a disguise spell.
Yes? Do you have that the ability to disguise somebody else?
I can. We can do change clothing. See, it looks like clothing. I can change. Yeah, I can make her look like a guard.
Perfect.
Is that okay? I ask the elf. The other elf, not Eska.
It would hardly be my first choice, but I think given the circumstances, I may have to make an exception.
She's pretty tall, you say?
Yeah, around 6 foot.
Okay. Do you want to like see him look different? Do they know what you look like?
Not all of them. Some might. It's possible they were able to create some sort of reproduction of my face in some manner to instruct the guards. They do have some magic users, so it's a possibility.
Alrighty. So I will go ahead and cast Disguise Self on her, and I'll make her look about a foot shorter, and she's gonna have a thick beard. And she'll look she'll have like the livery and stuff of a guard.
There's one small issue with that.
What's that?
It can only disguise yourself.
I was wondering what with the name and all.
Well,
You thought it was disguise.
Disguise
One
yourself.
shot.
Yeah, you
Disguise is elf.
yeah.
This guy's elf.
Should have taken disguise that other guy.
I guess. All right. Well, so I'll go to try to do that, and it doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, thought that would work.
Why don't you take your stuff off, Bada, and give it to her?
Yeah, that works. And
Does it start?
Just the
Was
guard
long
stuff.
before you got your clothes off again, Bardor.
Ash.
Do you perhaps have a spear hood or helmet or something like that? I could perhaps use to cover my face a little.
Not a spare. So here, take this, and I'll take off the tabard.
Okay, let's just start.
I lent my hood to Silvarius.
That's fine. He needs it to look vaguely related to the rest of your group. You managed to get through looking like this?
Oh yes.
Oh,
Cosette, look at her. She looks like prime guard material. So confident.
She does a curtsy.
okay. That's too nice to be a god. You need to be more spit on people, trip them, kick them when they're down, but be more in keeping. The Drakesburg are not nice people.
Oh, if you want a scarf, you could use this. And Eska will take the dangly between her legs thing that we named at some point. I forget what it was called in the end. The breech cloth. Yeah, she will take her breech cloth and hand it over.
I guess I could use that as a scarf. Maybe a scarf or something. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh, just a moment. Claire, could you prestidigitate this? I did dip it in sewage a number of times.
Sure thing. That's really gross. You shouldn't be giving people sewage cloth.
You're here to be like, that's not very sanitary.
yeah. Yeah, it takes once to clean it and a second time to deal with the smell. If that creature was nearby, we should leave now.
Yes.
If, I, from what I understand, they do struggle with the thick metal walls. It may have been harder for it to pin down exactly where the magic was coming from.
Cosette, are you ready? to take on your role again? Captain Cossette?
Yeah, what was the last thing you said?
Oh, Captain Cossette?
Oh, yeah. I guess she'll take the lead, but she does kind of prefer to have... Well, I guess she's going to be in the middle of the pack, kind of. Are we hiding her?
Yeah, probably middle. I feel like
Yeah.
middle's the least
Makes
noticeable.
sense. Okay. Yep, that works.
All right, so she's got Bondors, Tabard, and Eskers.
I'm gonna
Reach.
cast disguise self on myself.
All right, and what are you gonna do to yourself?
I'm basically gonna look like myself, just with like the gear of a guard, so like the tabard, I guess, mainly.
Right. Okay. And then so marching order, please.
I'll be up front, I guess.
Yeah,
I'll probably-
I'll stay in the back, I guess, with Claire. Continue my role in that.
I'll probably actually stay up near Cossette just in case she needs help.
Okay.
I'll go behind Eska.
I guess I'll try to be a. Well, no, we should be okay. I don't need to blockade Lavinia. But I'll be behind. I'll be right in the middle, behind Smokey.
Alrighty. I have the marching order. So, you do hear every now and then. It's fainter now, but you still hear some frustrated noises coming from the Oliogs. They seem to be lashing around in there, still trying to find Edox at the moment. All right, Cossette, we'll do the thing where we just let you kind of lead the group. And we'll just assume that the group is kind of filing behind you. So, lead the way on the map.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's just going to go back the way and go to pass by Angus and kind of go south that way, same way we came.
Okay.
Assuming that was clear.
Yeah, as you go past Angus, he just sort of like lifts his head up a little bit and says, "See, you ain't dead. That's good." That's it.
She just nods. Thanks again. And keeps going. She'll make a right, kind of back the way we came, but down that corridor, she remembers that that's where that animal creature was. Well, whatever we saw was coming. So she will kind of slow down to listen.
Mm-hmm. Didn't see nothing, man. Didn't see nothing. Cassette, make a perception check.
All right, this guy with his recliner of trash has just made like 6 gold in 25 minutes. Perception, you said?
Yes.
With advantage?
Don't believe so.
Yeah, it was just worth a try. 12 total.
Um, 12 total, you say. You're not hearing any noises coming from the right. You're not hearing any noises coming from the left.
Well, then it was pretty noticeable before, so she assumes if she doesn't hear, good to go. But we'll kind of scoot around that corner. We'll peek around it first, and then if nothing there, kind of scoot down and come back
Do you
to
have any
it.
light source right now, or you're just? I know you don't need one.
Yeah,
I'm
just the goggles.
asking.
I don't have anything unless anybody else.
I am using a low radius light spell on a partially sheathed dagger, unless otherwise told.
So probably nothing that would go further than the goggles.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Okay. So yeah, as you kind of look down that corridor, you don't see anything. You do see down at the far end, there's still a little bit of light flickering, like way down.
To the south, the way we're going, right?
To the south,
Yeah, okay.
yes. To the north, you don't see anything.
Okay. All right. Continue down around. Kind of picks up speed a little. Just to kind of get it.
Okay. Yeah. So far, so not a lot has come up. Make a intelligence. No, you know what? This would be survival. Make a survival check.
A 5 minus
Okay.
1.
So you get to this point when you pause, and you're like, okay, get off the main corridor. Was it left or right? Left or right? And you don't remember. This is a tricksy, twisting maze of stone and metal corridors, and it started to blur into one.
Would so she wouldn't know which way to go. Would somebody else, like if she turned back? I'm assuming Eska is kind of right behind.
Hello.
Like, does she choose the wrong way, or she just isn't sure?
Right now, she's just not sure.
Okay, yeah, then she'll definitely turn to Eska. Do you remember which way?
I'm better at this when I can get bearings from the sky. Badur. Where are we going?
You can throw me survival.
Return to Severius. Severius turns to... Who's...
At some point, someone's going to say Kevin's not here. You sort of like do a little backwards walking in your mind to figure it out. You're like, yeah, you remember. You do remember. I mean, it does help that the map kind of shows you. What I should have done is been cruel and covered everything back over again.
That would have been bad.
Oh, that would have been fun.
To be fair, we haven't been down here a week or two. Well,
Every hour of in-game time, we lose recollection of like a radius.
Yeah, but Bardo says take a right.
okay. So again, goes to that junction. That I would guess. I assume I know it's left.
Yeah. You take a quick glance to the right as you go down there, like to that big
Oh,
T
down
junction.
Down here.
Like yeah, like you stop here and just peer right, and you see, it's kind of gross. You see this giant hulking shape, that almost looks like it's writhing. As you kind of like focus a little bit, you can see, another one of those audio creatures that appears to have been felled in some way and is like covered in bugs.
Wait, the creature's dead?
Yup.
Ooh. Okay.
And there's just bugs swarming all over it. Like long, many-legged, chittering bugs. No. A bunch of little guys. Like a lot of them. Yeah, so you get to this next T-junction. And you know from before, you can see the light to the right. And you know that that is ultimately would lead you to where you encountered the 3 guards initially. And then not too far from there is the exit to the east gate. Alternatively, you could go left. And I'm saying this as Cosette's looking at the T-junction.
Mm-hmm.
On the map, it's the other way around. Unhelpful. But anyway, so to the left, you know, it opens up. There's a passageway that leads north where you know there were guards reported. You know that south from that area, there was some guards reported, a big group. That's where Eska did a distraction down towards the south there with the pebbles. So yeah, you have a choice to make.
I think she'll go with the. Just a reminder: the exit we went out of, where the guardhouse was, with the butt slapping incident, that was inside the gates, correct? Or was that outside the gates?
The exit was outside the gate.
Okay, so and then we came back in. Okay, then she's gonna go that way, unless anybody stops her. Her goal is just to get out of the sewers. So even though in her mind there might be guards there, because that's where we passed them the last time, that's to her in her mind the closest way out. So even if there are guards there, it's not that far out. So
yeah. So as you get around there, you see the torch still flickering on the wall. You do not see any guards. And so Varys, you would remember when Kedox was watching the creature chase him down, it sounded like the guards moved away from that area rather than they opted for don't investigate the sound. So yeah.
Yeah, he'll relay that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't remember if she actually noticed that or not. Okay, and then I'm assuming she kind of knows from here that a right is it.
Yes.
But she will just do a quick little look both ways before crossing the street.
Okay. Badur. Roll a wisdom saving throw for me. Oh, is it? That's a shame. Okay, thanks. All right, Cosette, you can continue leading the group.
Yeah, I guess at this point maybe she'll stop and just double check, like look back towards what's her name? Sandra.
Lavinia.
Lavinia. And she'll just double check, like, you know, that this isn't a. Like, she might not even say anything. She might just like give her a kind of a thumbs up and point this way.
She looks and just says, I don't know where that leads.
This is a way out. So she'll just keep going.
All right.
And was the guardhouse like close? Is this somewhere where we need to like kind of posture up and pretend like we're guards or sneak, or couldn't remember how close the guardhouse was to this exit?
You could just about see the gate from the barred hatch. But it kind of like opens up away from there. You can from last time, you know, it's relatively easy to get out and disappear among the buildings if you wanted to.
Yeah, okay. Not where we're walking into the gatehouse, basically. Or
Right,
the guardhouse.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, you're able to get away from there without, you know, as long as you're not making a ruckus and whatever.
Okay, sounds good. She goes to walk out.
All right. You make it to the there's a little trek, as you recall, but you do make it to the barred entry into the sewers.
Seem quiet.
Make a perception check.
6.
Yeah, seems pretty quiet.
Seems like the coast is clear. Shall we get out of here?
these?
Okay. So you are now outside the east gate on the east side of the island. Oh, of the city, I guess I should say.
So we still have a little bit of a track, right, from where we came in.
Yes. So let me pop you over here. You can see everything that's on this map, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Even the
Okay.
green and the purple.
Yep, that's fine. So right now, you guys are about here on the map.
Oh, sorry.
It's where the group that says Hand of
I see.
Aegis
I was
is.
looking for a color. Okay. Not ideal, but
How would we imagine that how does the terrain seem if we were to sort of push out towards the direction of are we heading to West Meanderings or are we heading to I forget where we're heading. But in that general
We need
direction.
So ultimately, my understanding was that you were heading back to Dark Orchard.
Towards
'Cause
Captain
we-
Addered.
Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah, which is the very top purple square on the map. There, the terrain, it does get a little hillier as you go east. It's traversable. Might not be entirely smooth going, but it is traversable. At this point, it is probably midnight, maybe later.
shall we derobe? Or do you want to stay in guard uniform? I imagine the further we get from the wall, the weirder it would be.
I agree.
We should probably start blending in with the rest of the regular townsfolk.
Okay.
Smokey starts taking off his garb.
I don't think she knows that she's going to the... I think the only reason she knows is that we told her where she's going. Because I think we offered to get her to the ship because they wanted her off the island and we said, well, we can facilitate that. That's my memory of it. So in that's... Yeah. So it's just a question of how direct a path we take, or, do we hug the wall till we get to where we know, or do we sort of strike out in a more direct but bumpy route?
Perhaps at this time of night it would be good to keep a low profile.
What are you suggesting? Like heading out, or is that what you're meaning, or?
Yes. How I think we should try to make our way but we should just try to be discreet as possible.
Guys, the Earth is just erupting into mountains. It looks all around us. The map.
They're just like springing up out of nothing.
It was so flat a moment ago. I mean, I am.
First,
I, I'm happy to travel across country, but I'm always happy to do that. So, what's the let's decide amongst the let's take a vote. Everybody say what they would prefer, close to the city or out, sort of up and through the hills.
Savaris looks to Lavinia.
Are the hills out here something to be concerned about? Particularly at night.
Whichever way we go, we face a risk. If we are too close to the city, there are eyes. Not just the guards. There are others who are not necessarily friends of the calm, who might see an opportunity, if they recognize me, to report it, at which point we would find the guards closing in. However, if we go overland, we could try to take the route across and pick up at West Meanderings and then follow the river down to Dark Orchard. It is possible, but at night it is not without risk. Yes, there are probably creatures out there that we could encounter. Possibly bandits. You seem competent. My personal choice would be to go overland, away from prying eyes. That's not to say there's no eyes in the hills, but far less. And the eyes in the hills we can take care of, if need be.
And that is my vote.
that's my vote as well. That was stressful. As far as I can get away from the city, the better.
Aye.
Then to the hills.
Run to the hills.
All right. Well, in that case, let us call it here as we get ready to cross the hills. Pick up next time on a cold night to cross the Drakesburg Hills towards West Meander.
We made it out of the sewer.
Wow.
We did it.
I'm even more impressed that you managed to still not fight something there.
We're just hell-bent on not hurting things.
No, I mean, it's impressive.
Oh, I tried to juggle some eggs.